Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to this another Mommy Diaries video. I'm Angie, the other half to Brian G. If you are new over here, please do go ahead and watch some older videos just to acquaint yourself with us and get an idea of what goes on here on this channel. Please do guys go ahead and like, comment, share the video, and if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Really would appreciate that. So let's just get into it. Basically, I've decided to do this video to just give you guys an update on what happened following on from my last video. I know I once again promised and said that I will continue with my Mommy Diaries videos, and I had so many plans, guys. There's so many things that I've got written down and so many things that were going to be unfolding in those weeks that I really wanted to capture and share with you guys. But as life would happen and life would have it, rather, life really does happen, but as life would have it, it just never panned out. We came down with a nasty influenza virus. Guys, when I say to you that it was horrible, I mean it was horrible. I basically could not move for 3 days, and I was just up and down, spiking temperatures, getting cold spells, and just basically feeling unwell. So I'm just going to give you an update on everything and just give the backstory and how it all started, because the virus was like a plague. It just took it down one by one, out, all the way out for the count. So the first person to get ill was Anaya, which is usually the case because she's the one that's in nursery, she's out and about, she's there. And kids are so resilient at sharing their viruses, germs, etc. So she wasn't well. She first started out with a cough and a runny nose, which is normal because it was a little change of season. So she had a runny nose and a cough. Basically what I did was I'd give her like teaspoonfuls of lemon juice and honey whenever the cough just sounded really bad. The cough started progressing. So what I did was I started giving her cough syrup to soothe it. I also said to the school, and I brought her into nursery, I said to them, and this was the second week, I said to them, she still has a nasty cough. Just watch her and let me know, if anything, if she's not being her usual self, I'll come right back and I'll take her home. In fact, I had said to them that I'll wait in the parking lot for about 5-10 minutes, and if she, get fussy or, I'm here, I'll come straight in, because I was iffy about sending her to school that Friday morning because I had already taken her to doctor in that week, and the doctor did all of the checks and couldn't physically see anything wrong with her. I had brought her in because she had spiked temperature, which is usually indicative that something is going on inside the body and the body is fighting off the germs or bacteria. In this case, it would be a bacteria or a virus that the body has taken up. So I took her in to see the doctor. The doctor couldn't see anything and said to me that I should bring her back in if she got any rashes or anything of the sort. So she did a final check, which she checked the lymph nodes and said the lymph nodes under her chin here, and said that they were a bit enlarged, and this was an indication to her that yes, her body is fighting off something, which was confirmation of the temperature that I reported she had. So she said bring her back in if she gets any rashes or anything of the sort. So come Saturday or Friday, when I picked her up, fast track to Friday, after the whole nursery vibe in the morning, picked her up, and she was not 100%, but she was, bubbly, chatting, the rest of it. Come Saturday morning, I noticed some, just one, two bumps just around here. It wasn't a lot for you to say it's a rash. It was just a few bumps. And Anaya being Anaya, she's always picking up stuff and putting in her mouth. So I said, I'm going to watch the rashes. We went to church on Sunday because it was Syria's christening. So we went to church. While in church, I said to Brian, I feel like I'm going to get sick. And him said, I said, yeah, I feel like, when you're getting ill and the sinuses along here, they start feeling a bit sore. Mine, it wasn't feeling sore, but you could feel that little difference. There was a little bit of a sensation there that was, a bit rough. And my throat as well was also feeling a bit gravelly. So when I came home from church, I took a vitamin C shot and I took some tablets. So I was saying that I'm getting ahead of it. Come Monday, I woke up and I was just not feeling myself. Before we get to Monday, Sunday night, Anaya was, obviously she's not well, so she's all on me and over me and the rest of it. She leaned down on a part of my leg and it felt so painful, guys. I was like, this is not normal. Like, why this pain that I'm feeling is not the normal thing? And I kept saying to Brian that, I don't feel myself. I feel like I'm really going to come down with something. Lo and behold, Monday morning I woke up and I was just, guys, I had a temperature. I was coughing. I had headache. When Brian woke up and looked at me, he was like, yeah, I'm not going in today. There's no way I can go in today because you don't look right. And I was so grateful because I was like, you think I don't look right? I really, really, really don't feel right. And I just didn't know how I would have coped with the two girls. So he stayed home and I was so happy because I was like, yes, at least I will have 2 days where I can recoup, really, because he's would have been off the following day. Guys, that whole entire Monday was just it was rough. I was up and down with temperature, with coughing, with headache. 1 minute I feel like I'm recovering and feeling a little bit better, and then the next I was just down. And it went on like this for 3 days where I was up and down with temperature and headache. It didn't matter. I was staying hydrated. I was taking the tablets, and it was like the tablets I was taking, which was the Lemsip cold and flu. I was also drinking the Lemsip tea. I also had that. That is what I started off with, and then went into taking the actual tablet. And it's like it just wasn't working. And Wednesday, Brian started to say that he was also not feeling well. So there was Anaya, there was me, there was Brian. So when Brian said that, and when I realized that Anaya wasn't, she wasn't really bouncing back as quickly, I said, no. I lay down in my bed and I said, sickness, listen, you just have to go on because it not really work out. You need to leave my kids, my husband, and myself and just go away. Guys, I seriously laid down in the bed that Wednesday evening and talked to myself and said that enough is enough. And I took a shower with some eucalyptus infused bath shower gel, and it helped a lot. I felt like refreshed, re-energized. Mind you, the virus was still in my body, but I think because mentally I said to myself that you can't let this get the better of you. You have to be there for your daughters, and you have to be there as well for hubby because he has work, and I need to make sure that I'm on top of other things inside of the house, that is preparing meals, etc. That's just me, guys. I don't think that I can be down and hubby is down and the girls are down. The natural motherly instinct kick in and you feel like you need to make everybody better and everything needs to be better. And it's kind of what I was coming off the first video, I know, but old habits, they're really hard to break, where you just tend to put everybody in front of yourself. And really and truly, in an instance like that, where you're 9 months old and your 2 year old, because she wasn't 3 yet, your 2 year old is really ill, especially Anaya. Anaya looked like she was just withering away in our hands, guys. She lost so much weight. I mean, she wasn't eating any food. She barely wanted to drink any water. I had to syringe feed her water. And guys, I had they were the hardest weeks. Those weeks were the toughest because I wasn't well and I wasn't well, and she wasn't sleeping throughout the night. She would get up in the nights and come into the bedroom and be on me. And I feel like because I was already tired from not really resting, and getting sick was just, I think, my body's way of saying to me that, hey, you need to rest. But also getting sick at the time, I was thinking to myself, boy, what a time you choose to lick me down and say rest, when I can't really rest because the girls are also unwell. So it wasn't until I said, you know what, I have to forget everything else and I have to try and rest, relax, that I started to gradually feel better. But before we get to the process of me feeling better, I should give you the full story of how the flu progressed, really. Sometimes I just talk and talk and just go off track. But the third week following that week where I got ill, it was the week of Anaya's birthday. She was going to be 3, so we had a whole entire plan to have a party for her. I'd already ordered the cakes. We were going to do the Christmas and party celebration in one. I'd already ordered the cakes and just have little things in place for the day. Lo and behold, the Saturday night, Anaya just got worse. And I said to Brian, even with all of this, we were still planning to do the party because it would have just been family and friends, close. It wasn't anything big. And when I realized that Anaya was getting worse, Saturday morning, not Saturday morning, Sunday morning, I got up and I called 111. And when I spoke to 111, they just organized for me to go to the GP hub in Addington. And when I went there, the doctor basically checked her temperature at this time, guys, was like 40 point something. Yes. And the doctor said, okay, she's going to give her antibiotics. And I took the antibiotics, took the prescription, brought her home because at that time there was nowhere open as yet. It's Sunday, retail places, majority retail places in this country don't open till 10, 11 o'clock on a Sunday. So took her home and just basically said to her daddy that, hey, I'm going to get antibiotics and the rest of it. So we had to cancel the whole entire party plan. And then by this, baby Syria was starting to deteriorate. She was a strong one. She wasn't really showing any signs of getting ill, but she started to deteriorate. Fast track into that week, because obviously I'm still putting out the best and going. Brian's not 100%, but he's still going. He's actually better than I am. Saturday morning now, that's the week following after the cancellation of Anaya's party, I went to wake up Syria and realized that her nostril and just the top there was covered in blood, and her sheets, her bedding was covered in blood. Guys, I panicked. When I say I panicked, I mean I panicked. I forgot to take any pictures. Like, anyway, in this day and age, this is something like that. I really, the younger people them would have these things ever take pictures. I just immediately got a washcloth, went to the bathroom, warm water, damp it, and come wipe the area to see, is it still bleeding? What's the extent of the damage? Is it a cut? What is happening? Well, all while I'm saying to Brian, call 111, call 111, call 111. And I just felt at that point, I just felt like I felt deflated. I felt flat because I didn't know what was going on. My 9-month-old baby, blood, you know. We got to the emergency room in Croydon, and here we were with both of the girls because I was already saying that I was going to take Anaya back in because the antibiotics that the doctor prescribed, I couldn't see where there was any indication of her getting better. So I had already planned to take her back in when the course finished, which it did finish the Friday. When I went in, I explained to them what was happening, that Anaya was the one that was ill first. I just gave them the full history. They ended up checking Anaya, ended up sending her for a chest x-ray because she was that bad. They're sending her for a chest x-ray just to make sure that they weren't missing anything, because when the doctor checked her, he said that she sounded a bit crackly on the chest. Sorry, just one of them coughing. And he just wanted to check everything. So they ended up prescribing her with antibiotics again, which this time the course was for 3 days. After the 3 days, we saw a lot of improvement in Anaya, and I was happy for that. But then Syria kept having nosebleeds, and it was only coming from the right nostril. So following the first morning where I saw her having nosebleeds, which was the Saturday morning, she didn't have a nosebleed the Sunday, but she had a nosebleed every day following that. So, of course, when I saw, at first I was like, probably it's because her nose, probably sore and she constantly rubbing it. It's sensitive. That's what causing it. But still, as a mom, you're thinking to yourself, what if there's something else? I need to find out. I was worried. I was concerned. I need to find out what's happening with my child. So I booked her in and I took her in again. Doctor checked her and said that the only thing that she can see, I already knew what the issue was, which was the influenza B. And she, from what she could see with her, she was still happy and bubbly. She checked her nostril and she said she couldn't see any clear indication, but it was from the nose being sensitive. That's what was causing the bleeding. She also showed me, because one of the things I was saying to her, that was she wasn't having her usual number of wet nappies. She wasn't feeding as much, and I had to be syringe feeding her water to ensure that she was hydrated. So she showed me a quick little tip on checking the hydration levels, which was squeezing the nail, the top of the nail bed, and if the blood rushes down and then recedes again quickly after you take your hand off, it means that the child is hydrated. And I was so grateful for that because I was worried about her hydration level. So guys, basically, sorry, that's the story of what happened over the 4 weeks. We all just really got down and out with sickness, and it's kind of natural, once sickness come into the family, unless you're really, 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 well on top of things. Where, sad to say, I don't think that health-wise I've been on top of it, and I think that's the reason why it took me so long, especially to recover, because even after the girls, while dealing with the girls and dealing with everything, I was still so very, very, very tired, and I just felt like I wasn't getting better either. Um, I had days when I got up and I felt like I was back to day one, and I had to just push it past and say, I have to deal with the girls. I was saying to someone the other day that asked me how I was doing, I said to I was just very, very, very frank. I said, to be honest, I'm not really good enough. I'm coming back from a nasty bout of sickness, and I'm just really, really, really tired. And I went on to say to the person, I said to the person, you know, this is my second baby, and the newborn phase for both girls didn't leave me as sleep deprived as I currently was at that time, because I just wasn't resting, guys. I just was not resting. I remember so vivid in my mind now. One of the nights I was literally just up one time after the next time after the next time after the next time, just up, going to see to the girls. So I'd put Anaya down and then I'd go to Syria. I'd put Syria down and then I go to Anaya. And then what would happen? They'd all end up in the bed because I'd just be so tired that I'm like, I can't possibly get up again. You are going to sleep in the bed. So that way I can just turn and hush who finish. Who forget hush. That's where it was at, guys. I remember when I had gone back to work, it was just Anaya alone. And she got ill. She got a viral infection from teething. So she was teething, and the teething took her out so bad. She ended up developing a viral infection from that. And I was just I think I was about 4 to 6 months into my very new job. She hadn't turned one yet because I went back to work early with Anaya. And I remember I had to take 2 full weeks off from work. And I thought at that time that was the most difficult time of my parenting journey thus far. And I had actually wanted to do a video then, but I kind of just got engrossed into so many other things that were just happening one day and the other. And as I said, I was 6 months into a new job, and you know, make all the excuses I want now. Long and short of it, I just didn't sit down to do the video as I'm doing now. But it's a good thing I did it, because now I can say that the last 4 weeks, they have been the most difficult time of my parenting journey. It was really, 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 really not easy. There were days when I just felt like I wanted to cry. Honestly, I felt like I'm so tired. I want to sleep. I don't want to eat. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But I have to. Because who is going to do it? Who is going to take care of the girls if I don't? Yes, Brian is there, but you just feel like it's your responsibility as a mommy to take care of your child. And me personally, I feel like when my kids are ill, there's no one that can take care of them better than I can. And I don't think anybody will have the time or the patience to deal with them, especially Anaya, because she's such a clingy child. I love her, bless her. But that's just how I feel, And there were a few times where I was so tired that I just snapped. I just snapped at Brian. There are a few times I snapped at him, you know. And I remember coming back to him and apologizing, because I'm like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean that, you know. And it just goes to show, guys, I guess long and short of this, which kind of just tie back into what I was coming off from the last video, is that we need to make time for self above everything else. Yes, you have a career, you have your kids, you have your husband, whatever it is you have going on. We get so busy and so engrossed in the hustle and bustle of life that sometimes a lot of us, especially mommies, we forget to put ourselves first, and not even first, but we forget to put ourselves in at all. So we neglect ourselves, whether we neglect ourselves by not getting enough sleep, by not eating on time, not making time to exercise, you name it, we sometimes as mommies are guilty of not doing the things that are best for us. And I can say what I've learned from the last few weeks is that I have to make time for me. Yes, I am a nice mommy, I'm serious mommy, I'm Brian's wife, but I'm also Angie. And I need to make time for Angie. I need to do the things that are going to re-energize me, do the things that I find pleasure in doing, and I've really started on that journey where I've started off lightly, where I'm doing like stretches in the mornings, ensuring that I have a cup of tea, something like that, where a lot of people don't miss. Yes, I miss that sometimes. And I've also been ensuring that I'm keeping up with my vitamins. So guys, please, I'm going to just leave you with this today. Take care of you. Put you in the mix of all time. Take care of you. Include yourself in the mix at all times. Don't leave yourself out. Don't leave yourself out. Make time for you. Any moment of peace you can find anywhere in your house. For some people, it's cooking. For some people, it's cleaning. Yes, people find pleasure in doing these things. For some people, it's going for a walk. You name it. Whatever it is that you can do to just re-energize and basically just, kind of balance out and come back to zen to get on with the rest of the day or the rest of the week, do that. Yes, don't count yourself out. So guys, thank you for listening to my rant and thank you for listening to what I've gone through, and stay tuned for another video. I've got so many things that I am going to be sharing with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be blessed, stay safe, walk good. Blessed love, everyone.